the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, life destroyed. Until I walk awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Fly away. It's the first time of today. Day. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero? Like
What is going on, everybody? I just wanted to come on here and do a brief live stream of what's been going on in wrestling with ups and downs from last week. So, the biggest fucking up, or biggest fucking down, I should say, last week, we still did not get an answer on why Brock Lesnar is going after Cody Rhodes. Is that a shock? Is that a shock to any of you? No, absolutely not. But apparently, they're going to be in the same building tonight. I wonder why. It's going to be a go home show for Saudi Arabia. Is Brock going to give an explanation? You know he's not going to give an explanation. I mean, come on. This is Vince McMahon. He told us that he was going to be in the higher creative fucking part of the WWE, so he's booking his shit all the way up and down. But the good news is, if this report is true, I don't know for a fact that this report is true, but I did look and see quite a few of them that Cody Rhodes, after Night of Champions, could be going up against Bray Wyatt. Now, that would be a great thing. I hope that's the case. Cody is a former mentor of Bray Wyatt, so that would be a good thing to see. But Bray hasn't tweeted anything in a couple months now, so I don't know exactly what's going on with his contract situation. But let's hope he finally comes to an agreement with WWE. They get things back on track. Because let me tell you, as much as I fucking love Bray Wyatt, that storyline was just, excuse me, just dead as doornails. I'm sorry, but that was just terrible. What they were doing with him, I liked the stripped down version of Bray that we got the first month. He was himself. We didn't have the shenanigans. We didn't have the magic. We didn't have the supernatural stuff. He was cool just as himself carrying the lantern, like he was with the Eater of Worlds. Yes, you can have like a little bit. You can have a little bit of that with his Eater of Worlds character, but you don't need to do it every fucking week. And that's what Vince McMahon was doing. And it seems like as soon as he got the Firefly Funhouse back, he just lost it. You know, I know he's supposedly dealing with the illness, but I mean, come on. There's something more going on to that story. I'm pretty much sure there is. But you know what? Let's just hope Bray and WWE came to an agreement together that they could finally get to work and actually get this storyline going. I would actually like to see Cody and Bray Wyatt have a match together. I really would. I think that would be really, really cool. And if they do, great. Let's just hope that's what's going to happen in the near future. But there's a lot of a lot of downs for wrestling. Wrestling last week just wasn't doing it for me. SmackDown was a much better show. By far, SmackDown was a much better show. But as far as Monday Night Raw and NXT, oh my God, NXT was so boring. So let me pull up my notes here, and we're gonna go over some of that stuff that happened. There's a little more dissension in the bloodline. Roman bumped into Solo, so I don't know what they're going on with there. But Solo did not look fucking happy whatsoever with Roman doing that. But I think they're just trying to drag this bloodline story out, and it's like it's run its course. Why don't we do something else? They don't need to. We don't need to keep having this on over and over and over again. I don't understand. I really don't. Maybe you guys can help me out. But as far as SmackDown went, SmackDown was very, very good. I enjoyed SmackDown. I hope you guys did as well. So, what do we have here as far as match wise? What do we have? They just have a bunch of fucking clips. That's all they do. Oh yeah, Zelina Vega put on a great match, but she didn't get the win. That's okay. She looked good. So I really enjoyed that. The Grayson Waller effect. How about the Grayson Waller? That intro was fire. That was really good. I knew Vince McMahon would love Grayson Waller. He's like the new Miz. You know, not just because he has a talk show. I just see a lot of Mike Mizanin and Grayson Waller, just how he carries himself. He's just an asshole, and he plays it off so well. Hey, Matt, what's going on, man? Glad to see you in here. But I am so proud of Grayson Waller. I thought that was awesome. They introduced him in a really good way. I'm surprised they did uh introduction like that for him, but they know they got a big star. Hey, oh, nice to see you, Melissa. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. But I have high hopes for Grayson Waller. I think he's going to go far in WWE. He did everything they need in NXT. So that was the right move in calling him up to SmackDown. And I really think he's going to have a title, at least one of them soon. I think Vince is going to love this guy. I know Triple H is behind this guy. The pop he got, oh my God! Even the fans are already behind this guy. I mean, he's just all he's got it all. Grayson Waller is just awesome. I'm a huge fan of him, and I hope for nothing more for him to have success on the main roster. As far as LA Knight goes, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with LA Knight. I know Matt's not gonna be happy about that one, but they put him in a tag team with Rick Boogs. You have predictions for Saudi? I actually didn't even think about that, bro. I was just like, oh yeah, Saudi's this weekend. It's just there. Like nothing on that show it really is what I care about. I mean, we've already seen it. Definitely not happy. I didn't think you would be, man. But they at least I will give WWE credit when it comes to this. LA Knight did not get pinned, so I'm happy about that. He did not get pinned, so that's good. But because he was in an attack team, he still took an L. And I can't count how many L's this poor guy has freaking taken since coming to the main roster. I mean, it's just beyond me. Yes, I don't know if WWE's pissed off because he got over on his own. Maybe that could be the reason because you know how Vince McMahon is when something gets over organically and he didn't do it himself. He gets a little petty with that, and then you see a bunch of L's. I mean, look at Rusev Day. Rusev wasn't supposed to get over on his own, and look what happened. He's no longer with WWE. So I don't think that's going to be the case with LA Knight. I hear Triple H does have plans for him. So let's hope and hope and hope they do not drop the ball with this guy. I mean, nearing 40. They need to strike while the iron is hot, and they need to get this guy some gold. He needs some gold. A lot of us really want to see LA Knight have some gold. He did it to Damien's handout too. Yes, he was another one that got over on his own, and Vince did not like that whatsoever. I mean, look how he treated him when he won Money in the Bank and lost to John Cena. Put on a great match. The two of them had a really good match together, but he wasn't going to beat John, especially doing it the right way. I mean, that was just stupid. I didn't get that whole freaking thing. Yeah, you beat him down, but do you really think Big Match John is going to stay down on the same night? Come on, dude. I mean, all of us really saw that coming. I'm just like, oh my lord, that was just that was just a mistake waiting to happen. That really was. But Roman is just on a whole nother level. The Usos, I don't know. Maybe they cost what I was thinking about. Maybe they cost Roman and Solo, or Solo cost Roman, or something in lines of that nature to where they don't win attack titles. Roman can't have all the belts. Come on. So I think some kind of screwy finish is going to happen here to where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn retain the titles. I just don't see the Bloodline winning. I really don't. Roman's not getting pinned. You know that's coming. It's going to be on either Solo gets pinned or there's some kind of disqualification or something stupid like that. There is not going to be a clear, decisive winner in this one. I just don't see it. And here's where I'm getting a lot of heat for online. What is the big deal of Pretty Deadly? They're dumb. They remind me of Young Bucks 2.0. I'm sorry, they're Matt and Nick Jackson lookalikes. I know you might not be happy with my opinion on that, but Pretty Deadly is not someone I'm behind. And I don't know if it's their promos. I'm not saying they can't wrestle, but it's just, I don't get it. We've seen this gimmick over and over again. And it's just like, I don't know why I'm surprised they even have fans. I really do. When they come on, I'm just like, oh my God. I don't want to hear these guys talk. I really don't. It's like if I want to go watch Matt and Nick Jackson, I'll turn on AEW. It's the same fucking thing. It really is. I don't know what the big deal is. I really don't. But there's actually people defending them hard. And I'm just like, all I did was say a joke about what did WWE say? What's your favorite pretty deadly moment? I almost said pretty deadly. What's your favorite pretty deadly moment? I put none of the above. I don't I don't like any of them. I'm sorry, I don't. There is nothing that I care about when it comes to those two. I'm Doesn't make me a bad person. I didn't say they can't wrestle. I didn't say they're no good. I'm just saying that I'm just not into them. Pretty Deadly to me is boring. I'm sorry. I am sorry that I think they're boring, but it's just they come on and do the same shtick with the DX shit that they did in the past. It's like that's already been done with the chef, Pretty Deadly. I'm just like, well, I know who gave him this idea, was, but it's. I'm sorry. There could, you can like him if you want. That's fine. That's totally fine. I get it, but they just don't entertain me. Pretty terrible. Yes, thank you, Matt. They are pretty terrible. I'm just saying they dress like Matt and Nick Jackson. They move like Matt and Nick Jackson. It's like 2.0 Young Bucks over on WWE. Do I want to watch the Hardly Boys again? No. They are the new Fandango and Tyler Breeze. Yeah, they pretty much are, and they're like the Young Bucks of AEW. It's the same tag team gimmick I have seen over and over and over again, and it's just not anything I'm interested in. When they come on to television, I want to click the channel to something else. I am sorry. It's very hard for me to watch them. It's okay if you like them, but it's very hard for me to watch them. Even the Brawling Brutes, as much as I love Sheamus and them, I had a hard time watching that match just because who was in it. I'm just like, I hope this is going to be over with soon because I cannot, I can't continue to watch this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And Raw is pretty forgettable. I pretty much forgot everything that happened on Raw. What did happen on Raw? And I'm sure some people won't like that. How could you not watch like Raw? It was okay, but 3 hours, man. 3 hours is too long. It is too long to watch 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. I'm sorry. I can't take it. Usually about 9:30 and 10 o'clock, I'm really starting to struggle. So, what we got here tonight? KO, Sammy, and a mystery partner to collide with Imperium. That should be fun. That I will say I'm looking forward to because I love me some Imperium, and when all three of them are together, they are at the top of their game. It's just when they're separated and Gunther's not there, they didn't feel the same at all. So I hope they're not going to start doing Gunther shows up 1 week and then he's off for two and then shows up again. We don't want any of that. Gunther needs to be on there every week. Here's something also that I read. Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus could actually have a trilogy. Why? Why would we want to see 3 matches of these two? I don't want to see 3 matches of these two. I'm sure you don't want to see 3 matches of these two. But you know how Vince McMahon likes to book rematch after rematch. So it looks like we might actually get this all the way to SummerSlam like JD predicted. So I'm just like, oh Lord. Now I'm really starting to see it come to reality that the two of them could actually have three matches. I'm just like, oh boy. And this is happening on Night of Champions with no title on the line. What are we doing? WWE, what are we doing? This is Night of Champions. And you have matches to where there is no title. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But apparently, Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus signed a contract for Night of Champions. Ooh. Remind me not to Remind me to get excited about that one. And Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar are in the same building. We've seen that before. We're not going to get an explanation. Brock, that was the biggest down of last week. We still don't have an answer. If I could clap it in WWE's face. Hey, Vince, we still don't have an answer. Over here, Vince, no answer. And people are saying, oh, they don't have to have an answer. Really? They don't have to have an answer. If that's how the kind of booking that you like. If you like the kind of booking to where you get no explanation and matches just get thrown together, that's fine. You could totally be okay with that. But I'm just telling you from my personal experience and growing up watching wrestling, I've seen WWE when they actually try, they have given you explanations. Vince McMahon was all about giving you explanations back in the day. I just don't understand what he's doing right now. He, if he wants to get the hardcore casual fan back, he's got to do little bit better than this, especially when it's getting nice out. We're getting near summer. Do you think people are going to want to stay home when it's still 80 degrees out at 8 o'clock at night and watch WWE or AW or any wrestling promotion for that matter? No. At least those of us that want to go out and have a good time, we're not going to want to have to do anything with that. That's just the way it's going to be. And I don't understand. I really think they need to start getting some interesting storylines going, or you're going to see those ratings dwindle little by little. And it's not something I want to see happen, but with it being a warmer weather, summertime, kids are going to be out of school, people are going to want to do things. WWE needs to start coming up with some better shit. They really do. I don't want to see the same redundant thing over and over and over again, especially when I'm on my last night off before I go back to work. I'm just like, by 9:30, I start to make a decision if I should keep watching it. I really do. That's why I like SmackDown. It's only 2 hours. That's perfect. You could have the most boring show in the world, but at least it's over at 10 o'clock. That's perfect. But as far as Raw, I'm just like, oh my God, this is going to be on for another hour and a half, and this show has been terrible. What the hell am I going to do? Sometimes I finish it, sometimes I don't. But I will come on here and at least give you a real opinion of what I saw. Plain and simple. But I just hope with Bray and Cody that actually does happen because Raw, man, Raw needs to get some interesting stuff going on because they got nothing over there. They really don't. SmackDown is a much better show. Raw is a snooze fest, 3 hours of hell most of the time. Yes, you can clearly see who's booking each show. Yes, Triple H may be there. He may be a backing gorilla, but that is all just an appearance for everyone to just think, oh, Vince has nothing to do with it. That's all that is why I think Triple H is at both shows. But as far as who's controlling it, this is a 3 hour booked Vince McMahon extravaganza. Because most of it is boring. Most of it is terrible. Doesn't make sense. You have rematches all over the place. You got all these call ups that Vince McMahon brought from NXT, and half of them haven't even been on the show yet. You've only had a few here and there. So what are they going to do with them? At least SmackDown is starting to introduce them to you You're getting video packages. You're getting explanations. You're seeing them mingle with people already. They're doing it correctly. So that tells me that's got to be Triple H, but I'll probably get the comment of, oh, because it's done right, you automatically think it's Hunter, not it's not Vince McMahon. They both make mistakes. Who faces Reigns at SummerSlam? Um, if Cody wins Money in the Bank, if that prediction is true, Cody wins Money in the Bank. They're saying they could have Cody cash in at Roman on SummerSlam. So we'll see. But as far as anyone else, I wouldn't mind Solo, man. They had a little teaser on SmackDown. Maybe they could have Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. That would be something. That would actually be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that. But would they go that creative with it? I don't think so. But that's just something I'd be like, well, I'd really like to see some Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, but we'll see what happens. But that's your Raw preview for tonight, and it does not look like anything interesting's happening other than they're probably going to go on this mystery partner just to give you the clickbait to watch the whole show. You know that's happening. They're not going to reveal nothing. Then it's one of those partners where we come to see and we're just like, oh, there goes my phone. But that's what I mean. It's just like, oh, really? That's who's coming out. You know, I think it's just gonna be somebody stupid. I really do. Don't get your hopes high. This is WWE. They're not gonna give you somebody that's gonna throw you off the edge of their seat. They may just want to watch it be fucking Matt Riddle. You really think it's gonna be anyone? Come on, watch. Not gonna be surprised right now. Watch it be Matt Riddle. Oh, who you guys gonna find as a partner? Who else makes sense? Who else makes sense? Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn has not interacted with anybody else other than Matt Riddle. So what's Vince gonna do? He's gonna take the lazy way, and he's gonna choose Matt Riddle. Do you think he's actually gonna go out of the box? No. I might actually tweet that later. Don't be surprised if it's Matt Riddle. But I'm just saying that's just who I think it's gonna be. I really don't see WWE bringing up anybody new, having a surprise of some sort. Remember what Triple H said? Oh, I want to get people talking about Monday Night Raw. We're going to have a surprise return tonight. Did we get a surprise return? No. That was another down. No. We still have yet to get that surprise return. Where is it? I'm still waiting, Paul. I am still waiting for that surprise return that you promised us 2 weeks ago. Even you are getting to the point to where, should we trust what Triple H says? Because apparently he's just going off whatever Vince tells him. So it's like, oh, we got a surprise return, guys. We're gonna get everybody talking tonight. Everybody talking, huh? Oh, you got everybody talking, just not for the right reason. I mean, come the fuck on. That was we're still waiting for that. We're still waiting for a answer with Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. We're still wondering what Cody's going to do after Night of Champions. We're still wondering why we're getting 3 matches of Becky and fucking Trish Stratus. I mean, Raw is a complete mess. You could tell if it's 4 things I can name you right off the bat, you know that's Vince McMahon booking that shit every single Monday, remotely or physically. Who knows? Who knows if he's there or not? But you know he's doing it remotely from his office with this dinosaur on the wall and telling Triple H to do this, this, and this. And he's got to listen, you know, because it's his livelihood. So we can't just blame Triple H because what's he going to do? He going to tell him no? He's going to say, I'm sorry, Vince? No. You know that's not going to happen because the first thing Vince McMahon will do as soon as the ratings fall or some shit like that, he's going to fire him. He put his own son, Shane McMahon, under the bus and fired him. What makes you think he won't do that to Triple H if things don't start going upwards, especially with this merger? If he doesn't start seeing things go upwards and they actually start to fall, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to blame Triple H left and right, almost to a point to where Vince may even fire him. I don't know. I don't want to see that happen, but I'm just saying that could be the worst point scenario, especially with Monday Night Football. You know, Vince ain't gonna be happy if he sees those ratings go down to 1-3 and 1-4 again, because you know Endeavor's gonna be on his ass constantly, wondering, "Hey, what's going on, Vince? We put all this money in you. We merged companies. Why are we getting 1.3, 1.4 ratings?" Oh, it's Monday Night Football, pal. And if they're smart, they could tell, well, you know about this every year. You should be planning accordingly every year to at least have something interesting to keep some of them around. He can't just say, oh, it's Monday Night Football, so why should we try? You should always be trying. You should always want to do better. You can't just give excuses for everything. Do you remember the one conference call that he had, or the stockholders meeting? Oh, the ratings suck because we don't have Brock Lesnar. The dude actually blamed Brock Lesnar. You were the one that booked him not to be there. But you're actually blaming the guy who has nothing to do with it. I mean, that's how petty this man actually fucking is. Brock Lesnar wasn't here, so that's why the stocks are falling. That's why the ratings are falling. Are you kidding me? You're the one that is in charge of it, aren't you? You're the one that didn't want him on TV to make him feel special and make the title in your mind see some kind of prestige, but it actually didn't. And then you go on blaming the guy, and that's just how Vince McMahon actually is. And if you think that if things don't go well during football season, if he's not going to be on Triple H, you got another thing coming. They may be okay now, but I'm just telling you, Monday Night Football is going to gain so many viewers. And if WWE keeps putting on the same boring, formulaic shit every single Monday, you're not going to see 1.8s. It has been shown in the past during that time from September all the way to January that they usually get a 1.3, 1.4, where they start getting in impact territory. And it's not because we don't want to watch, it's just we'd rather watch football than fucking wrestling because the show sucks. I mean, the fans are basically telling you, watching at home, they're not interested. That's why they should not always be focused on the internet fans, because how many is that actually? They should be wanting to bring in viewers, just like AEW should be wanting to bring in viewers watching at home. They shouldn't be, both of them are guilty of focusing too much on Twitter fans. WWE is, they don't get a pass. AEW clearly does it all the time. They don't get a pass, but they all think that's the only way to gain an audience, but it's not. There are still people that have cable. There are still people that watch television, and they both need to really start coming up with something interesting. Not they're just both throwing matches together, and that's only going to get you so far. It's just like since WrestleMania, the storylines died. All of them died. There's like hardly anything interesting left on WWE anymore. To a point where you're just like, is there maybe I should go do something else? Or just wait for JD or BC or somebody to come up with the review because I don't feel like watching the show. And that's okay if you don't, because you're not alone. There is so many people that are just like, should I even be spending 3 hours of my Monday night watching this stuff when it's the same boring shit? Which it is. It is. You were not wrong in that assessment. You're not. Because it almost feels like the same show every week. It really, really does. They have person A interrupts person B. They make the match for the main event. Same boring formulaic Vince McMahon 101 booking. It is the same boring shit. I mean, I love the Judgment Day. I do. All of them are doing great. They're all on top of the game, on top of their game. But it's the same thing every week with them. The same thing. It's getting to a point where I don't want that because I love the group so much. But they're going to start getting bland. They're going to start getting boring, and it's not their fault. It won't be. When that time comes where we're just like, do you remember? Excuse me, I apologize. Do you remember when TNA had Hulk Hogan? How special that felt at first, but then they started bringing him down to your throat every single fucking week. As soon as Impact came on the air, you heard Hulk Hogan's music, and it's just like, oh my god! Again, they did that for months, months and months and months. Every single week was Hulk Hogan. They're doing the same thing with Judgment Day. And I love Judgment Day. They're all doing great, like I said, but they're going to start doing that with them. And it's like, oh, here we go again. Or it's going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It's just like all they do is fucking rotate one after the other. That's all they do. And it's just like, why don't people realize this is the same boring shit? It is. And it's just like, but people think I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do. I do. I see what kind of pattern is happening. And it's the same pattern of Vince McMahon that he used to do in the past. It's all coming back to life, guys. It's all coming back to life. The same thing over and over and over again. It's and pretty soon, before you know it, they might have the same matches like 3, 4, 5. When Triple H was solely in charge, you did not get one. You did not get one rematch, not one. But now that's all we're getting is rematch after rematch, trilogy after trilogy, and they rushed through this tournament. They could have booked a solid 2 months of television with this World Heavyweight Title tournament, but instead, Vince chose the stupid route and had all these triple threats, and the tournament's over already. They didn't have to have it at Night of Champions. They could have had it at the winners at SummerSlam, and carried this tournament all through the summer. They really could have. If they would have had more people, more singles matches, which actually would have made the show on Monday Night Raw better. Because it actually would have meant something was coming on the line for them, but it wasn't just rush, 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 rush. Let's get it over with because Vince McMahon hates tournaments. If that statement is true. He does not like them. I totally agree with JD on that. Vince McMahon does not like tournaments. As you can clearly see, he had a chance to elevate the first World Heavyweight Title tournament. Do you think he cared? No. That's why those triple threat matches were put together because he wanted to get it over with. That's why the winners were put at Night of Champions because he wanted to get it over with. Back in the day, Vince McMahon would have had this stuff lasted so much longer because he knew it was important to keep the viewer at home interested. And now it's just like he just wants it done in a week or two, and then it's just like, let's get it done. I don't really like this storyline, but I know we have to do it. So let's just get it over with as fast as possible. That's another big down. Another big down for Monday Night Raw. They could have easily made this last another month or so, but they just choose to do the easy way out. And the more they keep doing that, if they expect us to want to spend $50, $60 a pop when Peacock deal is over and if they do go back to the original model, there's not going to be a lot of people buying. There won't be a lot of people buying this stuff. I'm just saying, unless the quality is good, people at home are not going to buy it. If it's $5 or $10, yes, everybody will buy it because it's not a huge amount of money. But if it's 50, $60, you better believe that they're going to want a damn good show. And if not, they're going to be like, well, I'm not paying for this. The build up to it was terrible. There's nothing entertaining happening beforehand. So I'm not buying a pay-per-view. That's why I think they've been conditioning people for almost the last decade of $5.29. I don't think that's going to be a wise move on WWE's part, because right now they don't have anything interesting happening to make you feel secure that's going to be worth it. Because they don't look at long term, they just look at right now, and that's the biggest mistake that they could possibly do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant, and also what I thought of the ups and downs of the last couple of weeks. It's a beautiful day out. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I do thank you guys for popping in. Let's see, we had Matt, Melissa. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Evan came in on his lunch break. I really appreciate it, my brother. Thank you guys so much for your support. I know there's some other people, but some reason with StreamYard, when it comes to if I post it on Twitter, I think people don't realize that they actually have to click on to StreamYard to actually come into YouTube. The next time, guys, when I do go live, if you see this pop up on Twitter, you actually have to click on it. If you're just watching it from the screen, I'm not going to be able to see anything you write. So, at least not on here while I'm live. I'll be able to see what you write later. But just for next time, you have to actually click on it for me to see you in the chat. So thank you guys all so much. I really appreciate it. Please hit the thumbs up on your way out. That really does help. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really is a great way to support the channel. I love you guys. I hope you have a great Monday. I will be there for Raw. So uh, look for me. I'll be live tweeting during that. Can't guarantee for the whole 3 hours. I can't guarantee for that, but it's up to WWE if they want to keep us around for the whole 3 hours. I love you guys. Take care, and I'll talk.